Hello, ladies.
Hi.
How you doing?
Very good. How are you?
Doing wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. We're excited to have you, Erica, with us. But before we start the conversation, I want to say welcome to our viewers. Thank you to everyone that keeps joining us every week. I always said every time that every Thursday is getting better and better and better. The conversations are getting more real. The answers are more real. And I think that's exactly what spouses want to hear. So thank you so much for being with us today. I am Berenice Castillo, CEO and founder of MSAN. We have Casey with us, our amazing VP of Programs and Operations. And tonight we have an amazing guest. I think that everybody loves Military OneSource. And everybody uses it. We use it as our main resource to send spouses for support. But there's a lot of stuff that spouses are not aware of. What is it the Military OneSource has to offer? And this is why we wanted to have you guys over tonight with us, because we actually ask our audience, our mentees, and our followers, what is it that you would like to learn about Military OneSource? And the number one question was all the hidden treasures. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that we're not aware of. So before we start into the conversation, Erica, please talk to us a little bit about yourself, and then we can jump in.
Oh, well, again, thank you so much for this opportunity and platform to talk about Military OneSource. I am the Associate Director for Military Community Support Programs, which is an office within Military Community and Family Policy. And our office has oversight of Military OneSource, the Spouse Education and Career Opportunities Program, and the Military and Family Life Counseling Program. So I might touch on all three of those tonight, just a little bit as we talk through the conversation. I have been in military family programs for, about 12 years now. I'm a spouse of a retired Marine. And so what I love about what I get to do is to be able to shape some of the same programs that supported me as a military spouse. So I absolutely am honored to, again, be a part of this conversation. And again, thank you so much for the opportunity. So Military OneSource. So if we just start, let me just give just a brief overview of what Military OneSource is, if that's okay.
Perfect. Yeah, let's do it. Yes.
Wonderful. Awesome. So,
let's remember that a lot of the viewers are brand new military spouses. So we gotta introduce them to Military OneSource that they never heard of it before.
Wonderful. Well, that's great, because that's how I talk about it. I could go into a lot of detail, so you have to stop me, okay? So Military OneSource. Military OneSource is a 24/7 call center and website. It provides information, support, and assistance on every aspect of military life. And when I say every aspect of military life, I really do mean that, because we're going to talk about some tools that we offer that you're going to be like, oh my goodness, I could have been using this all along and I didn't know about it. So, but that's what we're at, 24/7 call center and website. The call center is staffed by master's level consultants. They have an education in the social science field, like psychology, or marriage and family therapy. They take anywhere between 30,000 to 40,000 calls every month from our military community. Before they even get on the phones, they go through a Military OneSource boot camp for like 4 to 5 weeks, just so they can make sure that they know about all of the acronyms. You don't want to call a Marine a soldier, or vice versa, right? And they learn about all of the different technologies, like our live chat, how to use that, all of the different resources that are available in the military community. And many people are very, very surprised to know that through Military OneSource, most of the consultants that work for Military OneSource have a military affiliation, perhaps as a military spouse or previously served. There upwards about 80% of Military OneSource staff have some type of military affiliation, so they understand our population.
That's great. I think we always look for that if we're going to talk to someone else, they're truly, honestly going to understand us, because our lifestyle is completely different. So it's not easy for just anybody that is not related to the military to understand where we're coming from, to understand the frustration or the fears. Mm-hmm. So it's really good to know that there's someone on the other side of the phone that will actually understand where they're coming from and the lifestyle, which is great.
Yeah, absolutely. So if I could just start with the call center and some of the services that are provided through the call center. And then what I'd like to do is transition to the website because it's so right there. So many people are very, very surprised to hear that the top reason why people reach out to Military OneSource is for the Spouse Education and Career Opportunities Program, our SECO program. And it's no wonder there's a 24% unemployment rate among military spouses. Yeah. I have been there, done that, and it's no fun to be looking for employment, and especially with as a PCS move and you move to another location and that job doesn't transfer with you. We all can identify with the frustrations that can accompany that. But we do offer a resource through Military OneSource to support, and I know that my colleague, Nina Hawkins, will be on maybe a little bit later.
It's amazing. Yes.
It's great. I won't steal any of her thunder. But I just but we do offer that.
Big hello and a kiss to her. She's amazing. I know her for many, many years by now. She's been one of the behind the scenes that I used to share about. MSAN is doing this. We want to do this. What do you think? I mean, and even with Lee, I mean, they were like, and Eddie, the ones that heard about MSAN like 6-7 years ago, even before it was launched. So we love the team. We love Military OneSource because we always receive the support, and because we know the people and there's a relationship. And to us, relationships is what matters. So having such an extended relationship with you guys, with Military OneSource, with the entire team, I think that's why it makes the job that we do and use you as a resource so important. And because our mentees will feel how much we trust Military OneSource because that relationship.
Yeah, absolutely. Relationships are absolutely key. And we thank you for your partnership as a military spouse employment partner. And again, we can't do the work that we do without the support of others. And again, we thank you for that. So I won't steal Nina's thunder, but SECO is the top reason why people reach out to Military OneSource. The second reason is for confidential non-medical counseling. And, many people ask, what is non-medical counseling? And so just in a nutshell, non-medical counseling is an opportunity to speak with a licensed clinical counselor about everyday and military life challenges that are under the diagnostic threshold that doesn't require you to seek medical treatment or receive a mental health diagnosis. So it's things like communication. It's things like relationships. In fact, relationship and marital issues is one of the top reasons why within non-medical counseling, why our service members and families seek out the support of a counselor. And so maybe it's parent-child communications. Those are all things that, everybody deals with anyway, but then you compound that with the life of, military life, and then that could be even more challenging. So confidential non-medical counseling is the second reason why people reach out to Military OneSource. And then the third reason is for our financial and tax services. So those are the top three. And I could go into detail about both of those as, we go through the conversation.
Yeah. One of the great things that I can share in my personal experience, I used the non-medical counseling more than once. Mm-hmm. And something I can share with everybody is that I didn't know that raising a teenager was going to be difficult. And I was finding myself into like, what am I doing wrong? And I will talk to my husband and we would not communicate the same way because my oldest son is a boy and my husband thought that I was overprotective. And I thought my husband was not actually acknowledging my feelings. So I was told, hey, why not call Military OneSource? And I said, well, I don't think I need like counseling for that. They're like, oh, just so you can talk to someone. Yeah. And that's the way that it was introduced to me. Just go and talk to someone. Just drop what you have and probably you'll feel better. And that's what I did. Oh my goodness, and I learned so much because it was not just one time. I actually enjoyed, and I was looking forward to go and talk to someone. So for those mentees that are watching right now, and you're feeling overwhelmed because you just left home and your PC is into a new place, you don't have friends, you feel lonely, go ahead and call Military OneSource and you can talk to someone and they can give you the tips and how to overcome the challenges. It will make you stronger, and there's nothing wrong by asking for help. Seek help, it's okay. And you know, sometimes it is a big stigma between our community, between spouses, that, oh my goodness, she's asking for help, probably she's not doing well. You know what, you can be okay and still be okay to talk to someone. So if you need it, and even if you don't think you need it, probably talking to someone is going to be extremely beneficial.
Yeah, I completely agree. You know, my family and I, we've gone through non-medical counseling as well as a military spouse, and there was just so much going on, you know, and it absolutely can be overwhelming. And sometimes you just need a third party to help, a professional to help you sort out, you know, how you're feeling, and really help you process how you're feeling. Sometimes you just know, you need to talk to somebody. You don't know exactly what it is. And that counselor can really help to pinpoint what are the things that might be affecting how you're feeling or your communication with your partner. And that is so key, or with your child. You know, there was one point in our military life where my child, well, I have twins, and he was a boy and a girl, and they're very different. They're very, very different. And they were, and my son was reacting to my husband's being away very differently from my daughter. And that, you know, that can be that can be challenging. And so for us, it was so helpful to be able to go to a counselor, and these resources are free. Okay, absolutely free. Up to 12 sessions per person per issue. So let's say, you know, today it's communication issues with, you know, your significant other. Maybe, you know, down the road, you're going through a deployment and you're trying to figure out how to handle that deployment alone. That's another 12 counseling sessions. And one of the things that we've just recently introduced to Military OneSource is video non-medical counseling for children.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah. Yeah. And before, it was strictly in a face-to-face context, where, you know, child could go and see a counselor in the local community with a referral through Military OneSource. But now, especially now with COVID-19, many counselors are not providing face-to-face services. Maybe they're in a group practice and they, you know, had to close their doors. But we've had the network of counselors say, you know, I was only providing face-to-face counseling service before. I want to do, you know, telephonic counseling, video counseling, online counseling, and they have signed up to provide even more support for our military community. So for children, they can receive video non-medical counseling, 6 to 12 years old. The whole family has to be in the video to give consent. If you are a teen, 13 to 17, the parent just has to get on briefly on that video counseling session to give consent at each counseling session, and then that teen can have that one-on-one interaction with the counselor. So especially now where there's a lot of uncertainty, children might be feeling in a variety of things, right? From isolation to fear to anxiety. That counselor there can be a supportive resource.
Yes. You know, and another beauty of it is that when you call and they're asking for information, they give you a selection of many therapists or counselors around your area. And many times you have military spouses. There are also counselors and are part of it. And there is another relationship that you feel more comfortable with. Oh, I want to go with a female, not a guy, or I want somebody that is a military spouse, or something like that. So it's really nice to know that they give you the selection that you have around your area and what is it that you would like to have. So that was one of the questions that they asked me when I called, if I wanted a male or a female counselor. And I was like, oh, That's nice. They actually go into those kind of details. What makes you feel comfortable?
Yeah.
So that was really nice.
Yeah.
That was really nice.
That's great. And usually what we found is that those counselors, when I call to get a counseling appointment, the consultants are usually able to find an appointment for me within 15 miles, 30 minutes of my home or place of business, wherever, if that's where I want to have the service. But our average is 3.1 miles. So very close and convenient for our military community. And if I could just say one other thing about counseling, again, like you said, we don't want people to be afraid to pick up the phone. But let's say a military spouse gets connected with a counselor and it's just not a good fit, right? You just, we're all people, right? And it's like, I'm not feeling this too much. Well, what you could do is you can call Military OneSource back and say, this counselor and I, we really didn't click. So I'd like to look for other options, and Military OneSource will find you another counselor so that you can try out that counselor to meet your needs. So again, we want to make this as easy as possible for our military community.
Yeah. Beautiful. So there's no reasons and no excuses not to pick up the phone if you think that you need help. And it's good for everybody to know that we have Military OneSource for those things. And now that we learned all about the actual pick up the phone and get a counselor, keep sharing with us the treasures of Military OneSource.
Okay. All right. Well, I mentioned that the third reason why people reach out to Military OneSource is for our financial tax services, really our tax services, which we call MilTax. And you know that now we have an extended filing deadline of July 15th. And right, you got a little bit of extra time. But what we offer through Military OneSource is really two-pronged. Our MilTax service is really two-pronged. First, in mid-January, we offer the filing of a federal and up to 3 state tax returns for free through the Military OneSource website. Now, that's huge. 3 state filings. I know, again, as a military spouse, I handled all the finances, the taxes for the house, I did everything, right? And 1 year, and this is before the protections that are afforded to military spouses in terms of residency, I had to file in Mississippi, Virginia, and Pennsylvania. And this was and I had to figure out all of that myself. Okay. Wow. That will add up. Those states' tax returns will add up. And we offer that for free through Military OneSource. The other piece of the software is that it is an H&R Block software product, but it's customized with additional forms. So it's not just the basic package. It really is a package that speaks to our military community. So a really great option. We will have the software available through Military OneSource until October 15th. For extended filers or for those who are in a deployed status. So it will be available until October 15th. So that's the first part of MilTax is the software. So take advantage of it. The second part is the opportunity to talk with a tax consultant through Military OneSource. Our tax consultants are enrolled agents. They're certified public accountants. They also have other certifications through the IRS. They know about our military community. They know about the different pays. They know about multi-state filing. They know about maybe rentals you may have in other places, and right, and how to include that in tax returns. So they are a fantastic resource if you just have a question about your taxes. Now, they won't file your taxes for you, but they will provide you information and education so that you can complete your own return. And I'll just say briefly through Military OneSource, the software, service members and families file more than 200,000 federal and state tax returns through Military OneSource. So it's popular. It continues to grow every year.
Wow. Yeah, it is. It is a great resource to take advantage of, because even just go and ask for guidance somewhere else, that you have to pay. There's no such thing as free support outside our community. I mean, and if you have Military OneSource providing you all of that for free, why not take advantage of it?
Right.
I mean, yes, definitely. We love it. We love it.
Great. I'm glad you do. We're really we're happy.
Talking about finances, tax related and all of that, there's a lot of different tools that you can learn through Military OneSource and the website. It is not just tax related. And the reason why I wanted to address that is, like I said before, we have a lot of brand new spouses that are learning the beginning, the very first step of the journey. And we want them to be aware of everything so they can become powerful with knowledge and be able to, hey, I know what's out there and I know how to do it. So also the fact to know that if you go to the website, you find all these kinds of different tools and blogs and articles and videos that you can actually watch and learn from, which is I think is very, very good for all of us, even if we're not new spouses, to just go out there and explore. I can tell you that I am one of those that it took a very long time to actually explore the website. I would just go to what I was looking for.
Right.
And one of the times that my husband deployed around 10 years ago, and I was like, I was like having like anxiety and those kind of things. And a friend of mine told me, hey, go to Military OneSource. They have this stuff that you can order for free, and you can get books, and you can get the headphones that comes with the I don't know what it's called. So I ordered this kind of stuff, and it was so cool. And I was amazed that I had never explored Military OneSource, the website, to take advantage of all the free stuff, because it's not just the canceling or the taxes. You can order books. You can order all kinds of cool stuff.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. So the website, it does have a lot of hidden treasures. And with a Military OneSource account, that unlocks the door to a lot of things. And so I'll start with the products. And you mentioned one of them. It's called a chill drill. I have one here.
I was gonna get mine.
Yeah, this is one of the most popular products.
And it is amazing.
It is. So people are like, what is it? What in the world is a chill drill, right? So a chill drill, it's a small MP3 player. It is a set of deep breathing relaxation exercises. They were designed by a therapist who specialized with working with service members and families, especially after a deployment situation, who are feeling the signs of stress. So these chill drills are designed to reduce stress, lower blood pressure, reduce the level of stress hormones in the body. There are chill drills on tuning in, releasing stress, easing back pain, getting to sleep. Again, these are very, very popular. Adults and children use these. I heard the story of many people may not know, we have Military OneSource state consultants. These are consultants that are out in the local community. They'll set up a resource table at a family day or on a drill weekend, and they'll give a briefing as well about Military OneSource. So there was a table set up, and there was a chill drill there. And this was a deployment event. A military family took the chill drill home, and second event comes up, and the family member says, hey, I love these chill drills. I took them home, and it ended up my boys took over these chill drills, and they loved them, and they used the chill drills to go to bed. And the story is that their boys were diagnosed with attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, and they use these chill drills to make going to bed much easier, and they call them their chill pills instead of their chill drills. So people use them very, very differently. I had a talk with a military spouse and said, I need to get to sleep. And she consistently every night's playing, the number 4. So people use them in a variety of ways. We encourage people with a Military OneSource account. You can go on and you can order your very own chill drill. Many of the products come to your door very, very quickly. We say 7 to 14 days, but it's more like 3-4 days. I mean, it's really, really quick.
And everything is free. Everything is free.
It is absolutely free.
It is nice. It is nice to go to the website and you can start adding stuff to your cart, to your shopping cart, and at the end you're not paying nothing. So it's cool because you're shopping online and you're not paying for it. So
yeah. For maybe you're a new military spouse and you have had a child. We have baby wheels that show the developmental milestones for children. And so you can post it on your refrigerator, and those are really popular as well. Also through our products through Military OneSource, you can, Sesame Workshop. Now, it's an oldie but goodie.
But it's a good one. Oh,
Right.
Good. Yes.
We offer through our website, I have to get in here, many of the Sesame Workshop products for children in English and in Spanish. It's to help children get through deployments, have tough conversations with their parents. Again, all of these are for free through Military OneSource. And and then we have some fun things too, like pop sockets to go on your phone, bookmarks, notepads, just things that remind you that you can really call Military OneSource 24/7 for any support that you need.
I remember I got like a kid. It was a little clear plastic bag with deployment stuff and even a notepad, and it was really cute because it was inside a really cute clear bag, and it came with a book and a notepad and even I think it was envelopes. That was like 10 years ago, and I think even envelopes to write to my husband or something like that. It was like really thoughtful toolkit for deployment.
Yeah.
Yeah. You really get excited, not only because they're free, but when you get them, you see the detail of how those things were picked by someone, and you understand, what, they are really meaningful and they're really helpful. So I really enjoy all of that. That's excited.
That's great. Well, while we're talking about toolkits, this is month of the military child. We're almost completed. It's April 30th. My goodness, where has the time gone? Well, we still have available through the Military OneSource website, again, with your account, military child appreciation kits. And these military child appreciation kits, they come in a drawstring bag. There's a chill drill, there's a pop socket, there's a frame magnet, and a bookmark. So if you go to Military OneSource, the limited quantities, you can go and get this for your child. Just type in Military Child Appreciation Kit, and you can order yours today.
Yeah, and something probably I'm gonna talk a little bit ahead here, but last year you guys had one for Military Spouse Appreciation. That bag was awesome with a lot of cool stuff. So, I mean, if you're looking into Military OneSource, that's something to keep an eye on, because you guys not only have all this free stuff on the website, you're always celebrating the military spouse and the family and the child and so many things. So yeah, it's really good to keep an eye for the additional stuff that you continue to do for our families, on top of what you're already doing through your services, which is amazing.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
So lots of products. So that's one gem of Military OneSource.
Just one.
That's one. Another treasure through Military OneSource is the MWR Digital Library. And you alluded to it earlier with free books and magazines. As long as you are a military spouse, you should never have to pay for another magazine or book again, because it's available through the MWR library. There's so much there. We offer Mango Languages, where you can learn more than 70 foreign languages. Yes. We offer Culturegrams. It's a database where you can learn about more than 200 countries. Let's say you're going to be going overseas. You want to learn more about that country. You can learn about the history of that country, your videos, or you can learn about the people and the culture. There's also consumer reports. Now, I personally love consumer reports because it seems like there's always something that breaks down when my service member is gone. So
yes.
If the washer breaks down, the dryer, for free through Military OneSource, you have access to consumer reports so you can research different products. I know there are a few other things I want to talk about. There's so much there. I have to read this. There's Canopy that offers access to more than 30,000 award-winning films and documentaries, especially now. Many of us are staying home. So,
I didn't know that one.
Yes, Canopy. There's also Teachables, where it provides access to more than 15,000 teacher-created printables to support pre-K through 8th grade. And there are also downloadable lesson plans, especially now, again, through COVID-19, as you're trying to support your child with homework. These are some great opportunities where you as a parent can then support your child. Boy, I mean, what else is there? Gale Legal Forms that has state-approved forms. There are example powers of attorneys, leases, bills of sale. Again, these are all available through Military OneSource, and encourage you to check out the MWR Digital Library. There's also one that I love too. It's called Brain HQ, and I feel like I need that more now to just keep myself alert. But Brain HQ is these brain training exercises. It's like this little scenarios based where there's an example where you'll see a couple talking around the table and they're having a conversation. Oh, Jane went to the store and she bought milk, and then she saw Bill in the other aisle. And so they have this conversation, and then afterwards you're supposed to remember, what did Jane go to the store and get? You know, who did she see? And it really is a great way to just keep alert. And again, also sort of pass the time as we're dealing with, being at home, and it's just a great way to connect your mind, right?
Definitely, that's great. I see comments and stuff going around on our Facebook right now. There's a lot of people engaging. So if you guys have any questions, any specific questions that you want to ask Miss Erica, take advantage right now. We should have a little bit more time with her. So continue to send your questions, your comments, share what you learned through Military OneSource, what kind of support you had, because feedback is always great, and that's how we learn from others, through feedback. So share your experience so we can share with others. At the end of the chat, we're gonna pick 2 names for 2 gift cards that we're giving away. So stay until the end so that we can, hopefully you'll be the lucky winner. But in the meantime, we're gonna keep taking advantage of Ms. Erica here to continue to learn about Military OneSource. And one of the things, we already addressed so many things of what is Military OneSource and everything that you actually do. One of the things that we always consider, something that we're always careful with our mentees, we create those relationships, mentee to mentor, and we actually guide them and we take them to that resource. So if you have a mentor and you want to learn about Military OneSource, we will guide you through it. You need assistance with a website, we will help you with it. Learn and request things, and don't feel intimidated if you go in there and you see there's a lot of stuff. I think the design of the website is really, really good. But if you're just learning the military lifestyle and you think it's too much, or you feel a little bit overwhelmed, go to your mentor. We will help you navigate the website and kind of show you the way around. Don't lose the opportunity just because you don't know where to ask. If you don't have a mentor, get one. Here we are. We'll assign you one, and we will help you with those resources. Mm-hmm. So now if we go back to the resources, is you as a military spouse, retired military spouse, is there something that you would like to share with a brand new spouse that you wish you were told when you were a brand new spouse? Is there something they need to take advantage of?
Oh, boy. boy, gosh,
really put you on the spot there with that one, huh?
I know, that's a big one. When my Marine and I got married, we were very young. We were young. We were young, keep young and dumb, I'll say. I think that, I wish that I had explored the resources more. And part of it was, let me give you this story. I have to talk about my Marine for a minute here. And that is one of the things that I learned very, very quickly is that I wasn't receiving a lot of information about the resources that are available. And I think that part of it was that perhaps he didn't know, or he was so mission focused, but I didn't know what I didn't know. So I'm so glad that you mentioned being a mentor and walking a military spouse through it. I wish that I had someone there to say, hey, let me show you all these different resources that you can take advantage of right now. And so that is absolutely key. It wasn't really until I knew about Military OneSource. I took advantage of some of the resources, and we have continued to evolve over the years. So the Military OneSource that was born in 2002 as a pilot is definitely not the same Military OneSource today. We feel like we have the pulse of the military community, and we continue to tweak our products and our services accordingly. But it's so important to have someone there to guide you and walk you through these resources. So I definitely am glad that you brought that up. The other thing I would say is that anytime that you like to know more about Military OneSource, there's no reason why you just can't pick up the phone and call and say, hey, I hear that I want to learn more about Military OneSource, and that consultant on the phone will be able to answer the question. Or if you prefer, you can go to our live chat through militaryonesource.mil and ask a question as well. There's nothing though like that mentor to guide you and provide and direct you to resources. So gosh, it just being knowledgeable of what's there. I wish I would have known that early on.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that's the reason of the program, because we all wish we had a mentor when we became new spouses, and we had no clue where to go, how to do it, who to ask, nothing. And it was overwhelming. A little bit of my story, I think that many of you have heard. I married my husband 20 years ago, and he was in the Army. So we get married, and a year later, 9/11 happens, and he's like, oh, by the way, I'm leaving the Army, I'm going to the Air Force. I'm like, what? I'm just learning how to be an Army spouse. What do you mean we're going to now go to do the change? And I considered that I was a brand new military spouse twice, because I was in the Army and then in the Air Force, and they're completely different. So every time when I share my experience, probably, I'm not sure if you know, Erica, we are one of the resources available at basic training for the Air Force. So we go to Lackland Air Force Base, and actually we're neighbors with Military OneSource. So we're right next to their table, and every time that we talk to the young people, and I mean, we talk to really, really young spouses, fiancés, significant others. And when we're talking to them, I always share my experience. It's like, okay, it's okay to be overwhelmed. It's okay to not know. Ask, and that's what's going to help you. And I was sure that I was a new military spouse twice, and it was overwhelming. Although I kind of knew part of the military and the Army, I came to something completely different. And yeah, I mean, you feel lonely and you don't even know where to go. Yeah. So I always share with the younger spouses that it's okay not to know things. And something I also recommend, don't do all the research online on your own. Because if you Google one thing, you're going to have thousands and thousands and thousands of websites, and you're just going to get overwhelmed. So it's always good to come to your mentor or the resource that is going to give you the support that you need, the tool that you need, instead of you having to Google it. So it is a lot of fun when we get to talk to the young spouses. And let me tell you, I know my neighbors, Military OneSource table right next to me every Thursday when we go to basic training. Right now we're not going because of COVID, but we always get to share, and we get to hear stories from other spouses. And what I like about this chat is that we want to share with others the relationship, like I said earlier, because this is what we do from day one. We always tell people we don't overlap with any resource. We are not trying to replace resources. We're trying to bring people to the resources. We're grabbing those spouses feeling lost, and we're bringing them to the resource. We're just filling the gap between the spouse and the resource. But it's always good for our mentees to know that all the resources that we send them to are the resources that we know, that were vetted, that were trusted, and someone that we already have that relationship with. So the relationship goes with you guys, to the people at basic training, to everywhere. And I think that's what makes a collaboration extremely, extremely strong.
Mm-hmm. I totally agree. And, you were talking about your own story as well. And I mentioned how I wish I had known about these resources, early on as a military spouse. My husband and I got married. I was literally like right out of college, and and we were high school sweethearts. I have to throw that in there. So we've known each other a long time. And I remember one year again having, oh gosh, I think the twins were maybe 3 years old or so. And we lived in an apartment complex out in town. He was off to school, and I had gone to Fort Leavenworth to go grocery shopping, and brought everything back. So got this car. I don't understand why we had two doors, but it was just two door car, whatever. That's all we could afford. And I remember we lived in the third floor of the apartment. And I remember, okay, I got to get groceries up the stairs, and I've got to get my kids up the stairs as well. And I just remember this whole dilemma. What do I do? And I didn't know my neighbors at all. And so finally, long story short, I go up the stairs, I see the kids, and I knock on the neighbor's door, and I said, I need help. And I just started bawling. And I started bawling because there was a lot of other things going on too, right? It wasn't just getting the groceries out of the car, the kids.
It's always the case. Yeah.
I just got overwhelmed. Yeah. And so I love the fact that, again, this is all about information sharing. It's okay to be overwhelmed, but to also know that there are resources that are out there to support you, including your organization.
Yes, exactly. And that's exactly what I was about to say, Casey. It's okay to not be okay. And within all of us, we will understand completely where they're coming from, because we all have been there before, and we continue to have those moments, even if you've been married for a month, a year, or 20 years.
Yeah,
it's always a struggle. I was about to say that. You see, Casey's always reading my mind.
Always a struggle. It is. The struggle is real, as they say.
Yes.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, is there something else you want to share with us about Military OneSource before we go to the comments and questions?
Yeah, one of the things that we're talking about being overwhelmed, one of the great resources that's available through Military OneSource is a health and wellness coach. And health and wellness coaches have a background in a health-related field. They can support military spouses around stress management, physical fitness, weight loss, nutrition. I remember we heard of, there was some feedback we received from a military spouse. I'm assuming it's a military spouse, because this person said that they have been sitting on the couch and called up Military OneSource and got connected with a health and wellness coach, and went from sitting on the couch every day to being a runner within a year and losing 20 pounds. And that's how powerful it can be to get connected with an accountability partner like a health and wellness coach. And they offer their services online, by video, and by telephone as well. So they are a fantastic resource for your wellness. Now, one of the other resources, and I know we were talking about the website itself. One of the tools I definitely want to make sure that you're aware of, we were talking about relationships, right, is a tool called Love Every Day. And if you haven't used Love Every Day, I encourage you to do so. So we have this tagline that says, do you text often but say very little? And I feel like I do sometimes, because I can get into like to-do mode, or, to-do list mode. Could you go pick up, some milk, or the kids, or, whatever it is, some bread. But this is designed to enhance the quality of relationships. And here's how it works. If you go to Military OneSource, just go to the search engine, put in Love Every Day, and you'll go to a website that will have you put in your mobile number and your significant other's mobile number. After that, for 21 days, you'll receive an interesting prompt or question. And it might read something like, what's the best relationship advice that you've ever received? So once you answer and your significant other answers, you're able to see each other's answers on the mobile device. And there are bonus activities. And it is such a great way for couples to reconnect and to remember all the reasons why they fell in love in the first place. And especially now, while we're all hunkered down, stay-at-home orders, communication can get a little tense sometimes. Not that I'm speaking from experience. Maybe I am.
I think it won't matter what a great or expert communicator you can be with your spouse.
That's
In the house with the kids and homeschooling and working and everything, there's going to be a time when you're like, okay, I need to hide in the closet.
yeah, exactly. So this is a tool again for 21 days. Just allows you to reconnect with your partner in a much more meaningful way. And one of the most popular tools that's available through Military OneSource as well.
I think I'll be using that, texting my husband from the closet if I'm feeling frustrated or overwhelmed. I'll go to the closet and I'll text him something nice.
Yeah, that's a good way.
So you see, you can anywhere. It doesn't matter. That's awesome. That's
right.
a great one. Yes. So Casey, I see a lot of comments and a lot of stuff. Do we have stuff that you want to share? Something that we got to answer?
So I think this is a good question, and kind of a big moment for us to share this question. I'm going to show it up on the screen for everybody to read it. We were asked, how do you create an account for Military OneSource? So Stacy asks us, how do we create an account? And I think that's important because we need that account, right?
Yeah.
You do need the account to access the tools like the MWR library and to order products to go to your home. Now, there are other resources like the articles, those are for free. You don't need an account to see those, but definitely MWR library and products. So on the home page of the website, if you click the menu, you should see a link that says log in. If you click log in, it will take you to a page where you can register for a Military OneSource account. It's very easy. You just put in your profile and voila, you've got a Military OneSource account. So I encourage you to sign up for one.
That's amazing. And I was playing with it earlier as I was working on some of our extra little fun pop-ups during our chat. It's really easy to do. And that's saying something because that website, like when you're first on it, if you've never messed with it, it is a little daunting and a little overwhelming. But it was so easy to create that account. And I was like, oh, this is amazing. Mm-hmm. So that's great. That's great stuff. And like Bernice said, our mentors can help you navigate through this. And if we don't know, we'll learn it together with you at the same time. And trust us, we're all for learning together.
Yeah.
And if we don't figure it out, we have someone to call, right, Erica?
Yes, call me.
That's the power of connection.
That's right. Absolutely.
So we have another question about resources. Again, I'll show this one on the screen too. Julie asks, what resources do you have for family members, like parents of service members?
So for parents of service members, all of the articles, all the public-facing information on Military OneSource, the webinars parents can join, those are all, again, for free through Military OneSource. We also introduced, maybe a year now. I'm going to get my years mixed up. But what we introduced is called our Friends and Extended Family e-newsletter. So with an email address, a parent of a service member can go and subscribe to the e-newsletter and start receiving all information about the different resources that are available to the service member. So that's what we offer to parents, and even information and referrals. So if a parent called Military OneSource and said, hey, I'd like more information about, XYZ, we would be able to provide information and resources to support that parent. Now, they would not be able to access, some of the things I talked about, like the non-medical counseling or the tax services. Those are for eligible members, but anything public facing on Military OneSource is for free that parents can access, including our e-newsletters.
That's amazing. We know we have a special place in our MSAN fam for parents of service members, because kind of all just starts right there with them anyway. And then we married with a circus full of children running through our house every day.
Yeah.
Right. Yes, absolutely.
That is very true. Yes. So
I think we're good. I think that
there are a lot of comments, Erica, where people are saying that they love the services, that they have used them before, that they are recommending them. And let me tell you that we got a lot of excitement with the Love Every Day. Everybody said, you know, they're going to use it. So we got a lot of reaction for that. I mean, didn't know there was such thing as that. So a lot of people are going to start using it. So that is very, very good. And, you know, right now, Casey's going to start picking the 2 names for the winners. But before we let you go, Erica, I just want to remind everyone that there's a lot of our mentees. They are about to go into their first PCS. They're about to explore, experience their first deployment. They're about to experience their first tax filing together with a spouse. This is a time where there's going to be a lot of first time for everything. Deployment, PCS, in taxes, so many things. So don't do it all on your own. Utilize your mentor, Military OneSource, the resources. We are here to help you. And we really hope that it was a lot of fun. And we got to learn a lot from you, Erica, and we appreciate that. I really hope that we get the word across for people to feel comfortable to ask for help. And we are here. We know that you guys are there for our families. You guys are completely devoted for our community, and we really appreciate that. So I'm glad that you guys are we are sharing with you guys the first time for everything. It's kind of like seeing our baby walk, the first time walk, the first word, first everything. So we get to share it with our partners because we're now helping those first time everything.
Yeah.
We really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you very much too. And to all the military spouses out there, know that we're here for you 24/7. And we thank you so much for everything that you do in supporting this military community and military life too. So we see you.
Yes, thank you so much. All right, Casey, do we have winners? Yeah, there you go.
We do. So congratulations to our winners. I'm going to actually tag you in a comment in the chat. And just send us a message so we can get you connected to get your special little gift cards that you're getting from us tonight.
Yeah, you'll get to shop on behalf of MSAN and then for free with Military OneSource. So heck, cannot get any better than that.
I'm here for it.
Yes, wonderful. Erica, anything else that you would like to share with us before we let you go?
Oh, just everybody stay safe, stay healthy. Again, we're here to support you no matter where you live, no matter where your service member serves. So thank you again. And thank you again for this opportunity to share all of the resources that we provide through the Department of Defense.
Love it. Thank you so much, Erica. And this is why the reasons of the conversations, because it is a conversation, and this is how we all actually feel comfortable, because now we can ask questions and we're learning by sharing experiences. So we know that having a chat, having a roundtable conversation, virtual roundtable conversation is always good. So thank you so much for sharing with us, for making it fun, for being with us tonight. Take care of yourself too. And to everyone that joined us today, thank you so very much. Stay safe. If you need help, let us know. If you don't have a mentor, get one. We will connect you to Military OneSource and help you navigate with that. We will see you next Thursday. Every Thursday, like I said, is getting better and better and better. So stay tuned. We will start promoting tomorrow who's going to be the guest for next week. Thank you so much, Erica. Thank you so much, everybody, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.